Welcome to our documentary video presentation on food safety by Group 19.
Food safety refers to the handling, preparation, and storage of food in ways that prevent foodborne illness. In Malaysia, food safety is not about clean kitchens, it's about protecting public health, preventing food poisoning, and ensuring the food we eat is free from harmful bacteria, chemical, and adulteration.
Good day everyone. Today I will talk about a very important topic, food safety policy in Malaysia, especially concerning adulteration and contamination of food products. In recent years, there have been growing concern among consumers about the safety and quality of food they eat. Issues such as unsafe chemical additive, unhygienic preparation and misleading food labels have become more common. Firstly, the Food Act 1983 is the main law that covers food safety in Malaysia. It ensures all food sold, imported or distributed is safe, clean and not harmful to health. This act empowers health officers to inspect food premise, seize unsafe food and take legal action. It directly addresses food adulteration, such as adding harmful chemical or selling spoiled food, and protect consumer from foodborne illness. Secondly, the Food Regulation 1985 is a set of detailing rules under the Food Act. It defines which food additive, preservative and colouring are allowed and sets strict hygiene and labeling requirements. This regulation also set contamination limit for toxin, bacteria and heavy metal. By doing so, it ensures that packaged food is clearly labelled, safe and free from harmful substances. Next, to address the hygiene side of food safety, Malaysia introduced the Food Hygiene Regulation 2009. All food handlers must be attend safety training and receive typhoid vaccination. Food premise must be licensed and follow strict cleanliness standards, including clean equipment, clean environment, and personal hygiene. These rules are essential in preventing food contamination caused by dirty kitchen tools or improper handling. Other than that, Malaysia also takes food safety seriously throughout its halal certification managed by JAKIM. While primarily for Muslim consumers, halal produce also ensure cleanliness, hygiene, and proper food preparation. The process prevents contamination from prohibited items like pork or alcohol and ensure that raw material, equipment, and workers meet high standards. This gives consumers extra confidence in the safety and integrity of the food. In addition, the National Food Safety Policy acts as an overall strategy to protect consumers from food-related risks. It encourages interagency collaboration from farming to retail and promotes a farm-to-table safety approach. It also focuses on the risk based on inspection and public education. This comprehensive policy ensures that every step in the food chain is monitored to prevent contamination or adulteration. Lastly, Malaysia also promotes HACCP certification, which stands for Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Point. It is a voluntary but highly recommended system that helps food business prevent risks by identify critical points in the production process. Instead of reacting to the problem after they occur, HACCP help prevent them from happening at all, especially important for companies involved in export.
Socioeconomic factors influencing food safety in Malaysia. First of all, income level and food choices. Low income communities often prioritize affordability over safety when purchasing food. This leads to them to buy cheaper unregulated food items from informal vendors or wet markets, where food adulteration and contamination risks are higher. In contrast, wealthier individuals can afford certified or premium products with higher safety standards. Secondly, education and public awareness. Educational background directly affect food safety awareness. Communities with lower education levels may not understand importance of hygiene, proper storage, or expiry dates. Educated consumers are more likely to practice demand safer food handling practices, both at home and from vendors. Urban-rural disparities. Urban areas have better access to supermarket and regulated food outlets that follow food safety guidelines. Meanwhile, in rural areas, food is often sourced from small, informal market with limited inspection or regulation. This creates a disparity in limited exposure to foodborne risk between different populations. Moreover, cost of compliance for small businesses. Meeting food safety regulation often requires investment in facilities, storage, and hygiene practices. Small scale food producers and hawkers, especially those with limited financial means, may struggle to comply. This leads to cutting corners unintentionally increasing health risks to consumers. Other than that, government policy and support. Inequitable policy enforcement can worsen food safety risks without government subsidies or training programs. Low income food operators are less likely to adopt safe practices. Policy, policy gaps or weak surveillance may allow substandard practices to persist, especially in undeserved areas. Last but not least, food insecurity and risky behavior. In food insecure household, people may resort to consuming expired, spoiled, or salvaged food. They may also undercook meat to stretch portion or reuse cooking oil, increasing exposure to harmful bacteria and chemical residue.
I will be discussing the current status of food safety issue in Malaysia, focusing on four key challenges, which are food adulteration, contamination in street foods, poor enforcement, and low consumer awareness. This issue not only threatens public health but also undermines trust in our food system. Let's dive in. First, food adulteration. This occurs when harmful or artificial substances are added to food for profit, which risking public health. A stark example is the 2020 illegal meat cartel scandal in Johor, where non-halal meats like horse and kangaroo were falsely labeled as halal beef. Fake halal logo were used to deceive consumers. Authorities like KPD and HEP and Jakim intervened, but such incidents highlight the need for stricter oversight. Next, contamination in street and restaurant foods. Many unlicensed vendors fail to meet health standards, leading to bacterial contamination. A 2018 study in Chowkit found alarming rates of pathogen, which are 87% of samples had aerobic microorganisms, while 42% contained coliform and 6% tested for positive for E. coli. This finding underscored the urgency of improving hygiene practices and licensing enforcement. Move on to the third one, which is poor enforcement. Despite existing law, gaps remain. In 2004, the star reported expired and non-compliant foods sold in school canteens due to lax inspection. Analysts call for stronger collaboration between health authorities and schools. Finally, low consumer awareness. Many Malaysians overlook food labels, expiry dates, or ingredient risks. For instance, restriction on infant formula marketing limit parents' access to critical information, leaving them unprepared to make informed choices. In conclusion, addressing this issue requires a multi-pronged approach, which are stricter enforcement, public education, and industry accountability. By working together, we can ensure safer food for all.
To address food safety concerns in Malaysia, several key solutions and recommendations can be implemented. First, education and awareness must be prioritized. Public campaigns through television, radio, and social media can help educate consumers on proper food handling, storage, and hygiene. Introducing food safety topics in school programs can instill lifelong awareness from a young age, while community workshops, especially in rural areas, night markets, and among small food business operators, can ensure that practical knowledge reach the grassroots level. Next, Mandatory food handler training plays a vital role. All food vendors must undergo certified training, such the Khusus Pengendali Makanan provided by the Ministry of Health. These courses should be refreshed every 1 to 2 years to ensure knowledge remains up to date. To be more inclusive, the training should be offered in multiple languages to accommodate foreign workers. Next, stronger government monitoring and enforcement is also necessary. Regular and unannounced food premise inspections should be increased to ensure compliance with food safety standards. Stricter penalties must be imposed on repeat offenders who sell contaminated or expired food. Technology can further strengthen food safety practices. QR code tracking allows consumers to scan products and verify their origin, expiry dates, and certification. Smart packaging that changes color when food is spoiled offers real-time indicators of freshness. Additionally, digital inspection system and public hygiene ratings such as grading premises A, B, or C can encourage accountability and transparency. To support these efforts, mobile apps and websites should be made available for the public to report food safety violations easily. The Ministry of Health Malaysia, through its Food Safety and Quality Division (FSQD), plays a central role in protecting public health. As part of its enforcement responsibilities, Ministry of Health Malaysia (MOH) regularly conducts nationwide inspections of food premises, collects food samples and ensures compliance with the Food Act 1983 and Food Regulation 1985. In 2023 alone, more than 100 food outlets were ordered to shut down under Section 11 of the Food Act due to serious hygiene violations. This includes dirty kitchens, expired ingredients, and even evidence of pest infestation. Source from Ministry of Health Malaysia press statement June 2023. Next, another vital effort by the ministry is the implementation of mandatory food handler training. Since 2009, it has been a legal requirement for all individuals involved in food preparation and handling to complete the Khusus Pengendali Makanan, a certificate course recognized by Ministry of Health Malaysia. Additionally, food handlers must receive a typhoid vaccination to reduce the risk of disease transmissions. These measures are outlined in the Food Hygiene Regulation 2009 and they form the foundation for safer food practices across Malaysia. Source from Food Hygiene Regulation 2009, Ministry of Health Malaysia. Down here shows the National Food Handler Training Promotion by MOH Malaysia.